Hello everyone and welcome back to our Java programming course. So in this lesson we are gonna write our first Java program. So this is going to be our journey where we are gonna start our journey on writing our programs in Java, right? So by the end of this video you will be able to understand the basic structure of a Java program, like how the program is structured, what are the different building blocks of this program, and you will be able to run your first Java program, as well as you will be able to make few changes to that Java program. All right. Okay. So there are few things, some of the prerequisites. I'm not gonna cover those one, and the reason is I believe there are really good documentations, videos, and other things available out there. Uh, so number one is you should have the JDK pre-installed in your machine. If it is not done, go ahead, install it. It's super duper easy. You can go with any of the JDKs. You can go with the open JDKs. You can go download from Oracle site, install that one, and there are n number of different variations of the JDKs. For this program perspective, I don't think it makes any difference if you use open JDK versus let's say Oracle official Oracle release, right? Then we need some sort of a editor. Some people might recommend, okay, go ahead and start your programming journey in a TextPad. I would not recommend it unless you are preparing for some sort of interviews or from some sort of entrance. But for this purpose, I would say go ahead, use any of well-established text editors or IDs. I'm gonna use IntelliJ, and I will also recommend use the IntelliJ. Even the IntelliJ Community Edition is super powerful. It has most of the features which we need for this program. All right, and the last, which I'm really super excited, is to start coding. Right, that's where we are more excited rather than going into the theories. I think I'm super excited to write some code. All right. So that's all. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open my IntelliJ editor and we will right away dive into our first Java program. All right, so I have opened the IntelliJ. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna create a new project. All right, so once you click here, there are a few things in this screen. What I'm interested is in from the new project, I'm gonna choose my type as Java, and there are a few others, even if in the community edition, right? So I'm gonna name it as learning Java. All right, you can name it anything you want, and then I'm not gonna add any sample code for this one, and I'm gonna right away create the program. All right. Okay, so this is how the program structure look like. This is my project name, and then there is a SRC. SRC stands for the source folder. If you go into more advanced programming language, there might be some additional folders based upon their configurations, but this is a typical structure for a Java program. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a package. All right, okay. I'm going to talk about this. Don't worry if you don't understand it. So what we will do is we will go here and create our first Java class. And what we're going to do is in this one, we are going to create a the classic hello world program, right? The question is this program going to use when you get into the real world programming? The answer is no. But this program will start your journey and will give you an understanding, okay, how are the different building blocks of a Java program. Okay, so I'm gonna write this as hello world. Okay, and this is my hello world program. All right, I'm gonna write few more things and then we're gonna write about this one. Okay, so this is how my hello world program look like. All right, so the first thing is your package structures, the top one. It says where my program reside within this this is this project, right? Think of this package structure as your address within your in your project, right? I could have a different section for something which talks about, let's say, part A of the my program. There could be 10 different classes or different programs that might be running for part B of my project, right? So the package structure, for now, just think about its kind of a location or a address for your program. All right. All right, then I have public class hello world. So you see some of these color syntaxes. So this is the keywords in Java, public and class. All right, uh, so this declares the class. So if you remember in the initial video, we talked about everything in Java, or Java in short is a object oriented programming. So we have to think everything in Java in terms of the object. If this thing represent an object or not. So all right, so this declares a class, the public class hello world. One thing which we have to remember in Java is that your file name and your class name should match. All right, if I change this, if my file name and the class name doesn't match, your compiler will gonna complain about it. Number one. Number two, every statement or in Java that ends with this semicolon, right? So if you see here, package structure ends with Java, here system.out .println ends with semicolon. So that's basically some of the I would say some of the syntax and the rules around the Java framework. All right, okay, now this is what the method within our Java classes. So don't worry, there are number of things I'm talking about, but this is the public, stands for it's a public, it's accessible from any place within my my project. All right, static is a keyword, and we are going to talk about that one. Void says, void is, this is some sort of a, this is a return type of the method. So method is nothing but it's basically a section which do something for you, and then it does some calculation, some processing, and return something you. Sometime it returns something, sometime probably it will not do anything. So this represents the return. So it's void means it's not gonna return anything. All right, and then we are passing some argument. All right, okay, and again this is where we are printing something in our Java program. Okay, one more thing is, because this is our method, and you see these curly braces, so these curly braces represents start and beginning of a block. So in this case, if you see, our class starts from here, class ends here. Similarly, if our methods start from here, ends here. So for methods, classes, you will have these curly braces. And again, if you forget to remove kind of add those one, don't worry, your compiler is gonna complain about it. So for example, if I remove this one, you see there is a error coming up, right? And if I go here, it says the curly brace is expected, means the closing curly brace is expected. Okay, all right, so our program is ready. Let's run our program and see what will be the output. So you see these two icons, right? I'm going to use this icon which says run my hello world application. One more thing, in your Java programming, this is the entry point for your Java program, and we're gonna talk about the main method, what is the relevance of the main method, why it is there, right? But for any Java program or any of your application, you will always gonna have this main method, which is gonna be your entry point. That's where your program execution starts. All right, so let's go ahead and run our program, and you see it prints hello world. Congratulations, so you have written your first program and you have also executed your first program. All right, There are a few things which normally when you use these editors, you probably will not face those one, because some of the things these editors or IDs will kind of hide from you or abstract those things for from you to ease out the development and other things, right? So normally in Java, you run when you compile, right? There are two-step process. You compile the program and then you run the program. For compilation, you see Java C. Java stands Java, nothing much. C stands for compile, right? So it will be Java C. When you run the Java C command, it's gonna convert this, it's gonna compile your program, right? So what compiler does, and we'll gonna cover these in our next lesson, but what compiler does, it basically validate your program just to make sure it follows all the rules that has been laid out by the JDK, and then it compiles a class and convert into .class file. Okay, and then it converts into use in for some different things, but as I said, I'm gonna cover those one in the next lesson when we're gonna talk about JDKs, JREs and JPMs and how they work together. All right, so I hope you like this tutorial. In the next one, we are gonna continue our journey to learn the Java program. One more thing, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks once again for watching this tutorial, and I hope you have learned something